Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. It's Sean here again, and today we will be talking more draft decisions, as today is the deadline for early entrants into the NBA draft to decide whether they are going to return to school or go pro. Obviously, we've seen a lot of guys decide to go back to school with all the uncertainty in the world with the G League. I highly doubt there's a G League season. I think it's far more likely there's a college season than a G League season because G League doesn't make money. It's strictly a developmental thing for players and just another place for players to play. So a lot of the guys you see on two-way contracts, those guys, and just regular G League contracts, those guys may be playing overseas next season. And some of these guys who were fringe draft prospects knew they probably weren't going to be able to play anywhere in the States this year if they weren't going to land on an NBA roster, and college is the most likely scenario to play rather than the G League. So they decided, you know what, I'll go back to school. If we play, we play. If we don't, we don't. I think there is 100% chance there's some kind of March Madness. NCAA does not want to lose TV revenue from CBS and Turner for March Madness. That's what it comes down to, whether it's safe or not, whether they should or shouldn't, they will. And that's just what it comes down to. And, I'm sure people are going to like that and some aren't. And that's fair, both sides. But at the end of the day, the NCAA is going to do what they want to do because it's NCAA. Now back into this decision, Chris Smith has decided to return to UCLA for his senior season. This is a big move for Mick Cronin's squad. I mean, last season they started off really poor, losing to Cal State Fullerton at home, losing to Hofstra at home. A lot of people are like, was this the right hire in hiring Mick Cronin? I like this hire from the jump because Mick Cronin's such a culture guy. You need to be part of, you need to buy into his culture to be successful. That's what it comes down to. He did that at Cincinnati for a long time. They're one of the best defensive coaches in college basketball. And, he wasn't their first option. They wanted to hire Jamie Dixon from TCU. And Jamie Dixon was headed to UCLA, if you guys remember that. And then there was an issue with his buyout from TCU. He ended up not going to UCLA, staying at TCU, and then they hired Mick Cronin. So with that happening, a lot of people didn't think it was a good hire. Then UCLA becomes one of the best teams in college basketball down the stretch. They would have been a tournament team. They were amazing in the Pac-12. Players bought in to the system, and that's all you need. Now, this season, they return a whole lot. They would have had Daishen Nix, who was a top 15 recruit, committed to UCLA, signed his letter of intent, and then opted to go to the G League. That's an interesting move, but, it hurts, but I think they had a good trade-off there, and I'll explain that in a minute. With Chris Smith coming back, he's a very talented player. He's a 6'9" guy who can play really 2 through 4. He can shoot a little bit. He's not consistent shooting yet, and I think that's part of his issue. I think he would have been drafted, no doubt, late second round. He's worth taking a flyer on. He's athletic, but he's really good driving. He's super strong. I just want to see him be a little more consistent defensively and shooting, and I think he could be a first-round pick, no doubt, next season. He had 13-6 this year. I could see him having 15-7 or 8 next season pretty easily. UCLA, they will be very good. And the starting five, in my eyes, is Tiger Campbell at the 1, who's a solid player. He's a good facilitator. His defense leaves a little bit to be desired, but, he's pretty quick. He can hit some mid-range shots. He's not a consistent three-point shooter. But then at the 2, you can go Jaime Jaquez, who's one of the most underrated players in college basketball. A really good defender, really talented scorer. He has a really nice jump shot, but he only shot 31% from deep. That's going to need to be improved upon. And I could see him as a 3-and-D NBA prospect in the near future. Then at 3, this is a trade-off I was talking about. You get Johnny Juzang, a transfer from Kentucky, was a 5-star recruit, originally slated to be in this class. He reclassified to go in the 2019 class to Kentucky. then opted to transfer in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, decided to go back home from Kentucky to California. UCLA is like 20 minutes from where he's from. It's his hometown team. That's an obvious waiver. I had him slated in their lineup this whole time, so no surprise there. Then at the 4, you can go with Chris Smith, and then at the 5, Jalen Hill, who's a really, really talented player. He's a good defender, good scorer down low. He's limited because he can't really score outside of like 10 feet, but he's a good player. Then off the bench, Cody Riley, he leaves a lot to be desired defensively, but he's good using his left hand down low. I think Jalen Hill's far better than him, but he's fine. Jules Bernard is a guy I like a lot, and I think he needs playing time. That's one thing I just don't like. In last season, I just don't feel like he played enough. I think he should start, to be honest, but he's a good defender. He's not a very great shooter, only like 30%, 31 I believe. But he's strong, he's 6'6", he's a guard lefty. I mean, he's a really good defender. There's a lot to like there. And I think he just needs playing time. And then you have Jake Kyman, who you saw against Arizona State. He went off. He had 7 or 8 threes. I mean, he's a really talented shooter. Off the bench, I don't think he should start. We give him 20 minutes a game, let him shoot 5 threes, and he'll probably make 3 of them, 2 or 3 maybe. And then you have Jalen Clark, who's a top 100 recruit. You have David Singleton, who's been around for a while. He's a solid defender and a solid shooter. He's dealt with some injuries. 2 years ago he had that foot injury going into the Pac-12 tournament, so obviously he did not play there. But I think he's a very solid player off the bench. He's one of the more veteran players on the team. So I think UCLA this season is 3rd in the Pac-12. I have them behind Arizona State and Oregon, but I could easily see them being 1 or 2. But just for now, I have them 3. Mick Cronin, very good coach, very good team. I like a lot of what UCLA is brewing in Westwood. So thanks for checking this video out. Till next time, follow me on Twitter at Sean02MTM, and have a good day.